Hello, everybody. Well, I would like to share with you an out of body experience that I had outside the planet Earth. Um, this out of body experience was one of the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life. Um, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. I went out of my body and I decided to go up high in the sky. Then, when I saw, um, I was outside the planet. When I realized I was outside the planet, and I was seeing all the lights of Brazil and South America from the distance, it reached a point where I was being guided to another planet. I felt there was somebody with me, but I could not see this person. So I was like taken to another planet. When I reached, I traveled really, really, really fast, you know, with this being that I didn't know who he was. And I say he because I felt he had this masculine energy, and I reached that planet. It was purple and had green too. When I entered that planet, I could see like 360 degrees and lots of dimensions and communities of different kinds, different, how can I say, different religions, different, and there were lots of buildings and modern sightings and lots of different music, and everyone was happy, and I could see different dimensions. Like you could not perceive up and down. You just see all around, and all the people I interacted with, they knew who I was, and they knew what I was thinking. Like when you interact with these people, they they seem to understand what you're thinking. It's like telepathy. Language is different, because actually language is just a symbol of your thoughts. But in another levels or dimension, you can communicate through thought. Okay, I had a great time over there, flying around, interacting with different type of people, and after a while, uh, this being reached to me and took me back to planet Earth. I remember I arriving at the planet, and it still was dark, and I could see all the lights of South America, and I was traveling really fast, and I entered my body really, really fast. That was amazing. But that was not my first out of body experience. Like before having the experience, I was pretty much skeptical about everything. I believed that life on Earth was an accident. And after my grandmother passed away, I woke up one day, and I was outside my body. I remember that I was floating in the middle of the room, and I knew my body was there lying on the bed, but I didn't want to see it, you know. I knew it was there, But I got a little scared. Then I, although I'm not religious, but I was conditioned to be when I was a child. I prayed the Lord's Prayer 3 times, and I felt a presence in my room above my bed. I was sleeping with my head up opposite the window. I was lying in my bed, but I was on the wrong part of the bed. So I felt the presence. He was above my bed. I got closer to this presence, and I told him. He said, "Look at your body." I I felt his presence, but I could not see him, and I know he was he because his energy was masculine energy. So he told me mentally, like telepathic. See, look at yourself. I looked down. I was above the bed. I looked my body lying on the bed. And then I asked him mentally, so I'm not this body. I'm not that body. He said, no, you are just using it for a while. You're just using this body for a while. And then I felt really elated, and I felt really light. I saw that the room was in the dark, but I could perceive a very gentle blue light interpenetrating everything. So my vision was in haste. I could see like all around. And then I saw the body and I felt like I'm not that body. I'm something else, I'm just using this. I felt like the body was just a device, a machine. And then I felt I wanted to fly away. I wanted to how can I say? Um, I felt like I want to interact with the world and travel and investigate. And I felt like I was more intelligent. I was afraid, a little afraid, and entered my body. And when you sleep and you sleep that you dream that you're falling down, and you wake up like this, like something like pulled back to your body. So I entered my body, and it was amazing. And after that, I started having different kinds of out of body experiences, going different places, and the physical world and the other worlds, you know. So after that, I was sure that this life here is just illusion. We are born to believe that everything here is what exists. We are born to believe that our brain cannot get in touch with the true dimensions. It's like, for example, I'm talking using the computer, so the consciousness is like the wireless our brain receives, but our brain is a very tiny computer. So we cannot perceive the other dimensions of reality. We are, how can I say this, symphony. The We can just, it's difficult for me to explain in English. Uh, so the there are different kinds of waves and vibrations. Our brain cannot get in tune with those dimensions. Are different kinds of worlds and different kinds of beings and different kinds of vibrations. It's difficult. You can only understand that when you have your own experience. I cannot tell, for example, a blind guy what is the sky and what the The blue color is like, if you know what I mean, like I cannot explain. You have to see for yourself. And that's it. There are lots of techniques you can use in order to have an out of body experience. The first thing you have to have is a desire to have a knowledge. So if you have this desire of knowledge, and if you are brave enough and courageous enough to see one part of the truth, a tiny part of the truth, like if you go to sleep and you tell yourself, I want to go out of the body, I want to see if that's true, and you have to focus your mind, and you cannot let your mind wander around, like you cannot like lost yourself in thoughts, and you cannot let yourself go with the wind of your thoughts. You have to focus, and it can happen if you have a strong free will to discover one part of the truth. Why are we here in this world? What is the meaning of life? Understand? This is not a pure accident, life on earth. It was designed to be like that. And if you have this strong desire, you can have your out of body experience. And good luck on your journey. Bye.